My name is Kydom-Agyemang. I am an environmental communicator and also a journalist, and I work with a number of organizations, and I'm a member of the Forest Watch. Forest Watch is a coalition of forestry and natural resources related civil society organizations and NGOs in the country. CSO do is that they serve as an intermediary between the state actors and the others in the system. Now, for instance, let me come to issues of forestry and maybe even water. So what they do is that they go into the communities, they sensitize communities on issues that they should know about and which they don't know because nobody goes to them. Obviously, state actors, maybe they should, but most of the time they don't. So civil society takes that role up. They go into the local communities, down to very, very basic communities to interact with community members, and they are doing fantastic work. For instance, let me talk about ProMag. ProMag went to a community in the western region, Abuaji somewhere in the, I've forgotten the exact district. But then they were able to sensitize the community members to understand about the issues of open defecation, how open defecation contributes to a lot of health hazards. And because of that, even at that time, they made sure that in all the communities, they had, each household has its own toilet facility. So it wasn't like community toilet facility where it was unkept and virtually perpetrates open defecation. So even in those days, so these are some of the important things. So if we want to talk about disaster, it's a form of disaster. If there are epidemics, let me put it that way, that is where NGOs come in. And they are doing, I will commend NGO activity in the country. They are doing fantastically very well in that wise. They monitor the situation, they pick a policy document, they look at it, and then they do a kind of assessment. How is the implementation being rolled out? What are the issues that the policy should address? Is policy addressing those issues? And if policy is not addressing those issues, where is the gaps? So they identify the gaps, and if need be, that they need to go to the community to sensitize them, like on this water-related issue, open defecation related issue, forestry-related issues, mining issues. So they go to the ground and they talk about them. For instance, there have been disasters related to mining. They go there and they talk to the community members so they are able to assert and make demands on what needs to be done for them. Previously, it wasn't like that. So, and because of that, they are able to contribute to policy review. One important thing that has happened within the forestry sector as a result of CSO or NGO initiative is for the promulgation of a new law in the forestry sector, which has to do with the felling of timber and ensuring that community members are not left out because the resource is theirs. Government is a custodian or the president is a custodian, but at the end of the day, if they have taken care of the resource for all these years and people from outside are reaping the resource and they are making money from it, why shouldn't the community members make money from it? So they have been able to promulgate that law, and they are doing a lot more in that way. At a point, the very people that CSOs go to, sensitize, I think initially there's a kind of suspicion because community members, you realize that community members are always at the receiving end. And so they feel exploited. They feel alienated from the very things that they should benefit from. So when they go into the communities initially, you realize that at times some of the community members initially do not welcome them. But because they understand the process of communicating, doing community relations, they understand that, so eventually they are able to win them over. And then on the other side too, some time passed, there was also suspicion about from state agencies, because state agencies thought that they are undermining their efforts. But I think for now, within the forestry sector, within the water sector, it's the mining sector that there is still a huge suspicion about the activities of civil society organizations. But I believe that now things are being ironed out well, and so the role of the CSOs are being much more appreciated. The fact that they are helping communities to better the lives of communities and ensure equitable distribution of resources, ensuring that women are not left out, youth are not left out, ensuring that when benefits are coming, it's not just to the chiefs. You know, like, and I'm sure when it comes to some of these natural disasters, and they go to the communities to give out. You know, the focus is all on the big men initially, but I'm sure that now with the understanding that, look, everybody is important. Everybody in this world is important, and everybody needs equal attention, because when it comes to death, the chief will die, the little boy will die. So everybody is important, and I think those are the challenges, but it's turning out very well. They have been able to address them very well. For instance, in the Boko area, we have a lot of Upper East area. We have a lot of natural disasters related to water, because when it rains, because of the silting up of the White Volta, you know, there is so much flooding, people lose their crops, all kinds of things, and NGOs go in there to help. So those are some of the things that their attention needs to be drawn. So NADMO needs to strategically engage civil society organization to add it to their work. They may not need to form another organization, but they should add it to their work as part of the strategic engagement they should be doing with communities.